they do here. My mother-in-law got all new insulation, and it was like an interest-free loan, so she had like 10 years to pay
My
it back.
dad's talking about trying to cut a crawl space, but I truly believe that there is no room for a crawl space.
Well, unless you're crawling. All right, everybody ready?
Okay.
Yes.
Ugh. A lot of electric companies and whatnot will give you rebates if you increase the energy efficiency of your house.
Yeah, they pay you to, or they at least help you if you try to put solar panels on. That's about all I got going on right now. Okay, I'm gonna mute it because the baby's gonna start a hollering.
Fair enough. All right.
By the way, cool background. Very, very on point. Liam.
For what?
Your background, the little splash page. There we go.
Oh, the
Siege.
the siege. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, terrifying.
Yeah, I should hope so. Come on. That is also the logo that I'm using for the recordings that I'm saving. All right. So, last session, you guys arrived back in Torevir Deep. Were able to give the dwarves some information that they greatly needed. You interacted with Mr. Prince a fair bit. He gave you a few items to hopefully assist you in the coming siege. You got a few things done in the city, such as making health potions. A few other things were done. Also, don't forget, you guys would get the gold back for those amulets. I think you guys would get 150 back.
No, it was 300. I remember I took it off.
Or yes, but
Oh, we get 150 back. We
well,
only paid
no, you guys would get the 300 back. The inventory had already paid 150 for all of them.
Okay. So we just get the 150 back or the 300?
The 300.
Okay.
You say it's definitely 300.
Yeah, I remember.
Wait, so not only had she already paid, you double charged us?
Yeah.
Goodness, triple charging your customers. Oof.
Capitalism, baby.
Yeah.
It's wartime, you know, inflation.
Yeah, you know what? She's right. Everyone give me the 300 back. The battle began. You guys were on the 7th level, fending off your foes. Well, not everyone. Javid was on an upper level, trying to snipe and take out officers and other squads. So, hold on.
Then made the mistake of trying to snipe a fire giant, which was stupid, and got a rock hooked at him for his trouble.
Yep, you sure did.
So now Javid's going to have to run for another sniper's nest.
All right. Where we left off, specific. Gates had been blown apart. The soldiers from Ostrinium were starting to spill into the streets of the 7th level. At the same time, they had just deployed the first of their siege weapons. Ballista had fired and launched these huge chains into the upper levels of the city, and were beginning to raise these massive ladders up to the walls above. Snow, you're kind of near one of the middle gates, somewhat holding your own against a group of dwarves against some of the soldiers from Ostrinium. Briar and Asriel, you guys are standing in the breach. You're pretty much the only ones there. The dwarves have been pushed back by the fire giant and her squads, who you had managed to kill and then chase the fleeing troops back beyond the walls. But in front of you, are a massive number of soldiers preparing to mount another offensive. And can I get everyone to roll a d4 just so we can start with some fresh heroic action?
Technically, I had barricaded a little bit.
Sure, you were kind of shutting it a little bit, but the explosion, had created just this like gaping wound in the gate.
And I believe I had scared some of the Ostrinians with my, whole sucking the life out of the fire giant with my
Yes.
intimidation.
You were able to get some of them to run away. I don't see the D4 from Javid or.
Yeah, Foundry is not responding to my attempt to roll. All right, let me go back out and come back in.
I mean, I don't
Try to
see
roll
you
it
logged
20.
in, so.
Well,
I tried to roll it in D20. I don't know if it came over.
You did not. Is your widget up?
20, that's what it is.
Sometimes you have to activate the widget.
Good question.
Yeah.
It said that it had downloaded. I don't know. Goodness. Okay. Now that I'm out of college and have just been fried with babies, everything technology is so foreign. So bad.
Because we're old.
Yeah. I had a nightmare about it the other night.
Why, getting
It was
old?
really bad. No, about like one of my old students trying to show me something, and I didn't understand the technology at all, and I was just horribly embarrassed. And she was like rolling her eyes the whole time and stuff.
That's because you get old. It's a direct consequence.
I suppose. Anyway, I got a 2 on the
All
other.
right.
Can we just call it a 2?
Sounds good.
Thank you.
All right. Briar and Asriel standing in the breach. There's like wave after wave of soldiers. A lot of them are hesitant to kind of come forward as the two of you are just driving them back. There's pretty much an impasse right there. You guys aren't really losing any ground. They're not really gaining it. But there are certainly a considerable number of them in front of you. Beyond the sea of soldiers in the familiar uniform of Ostrinium, you can see these larger shapes, more fire giants in reserve, and even kind of in the shadow of the wall, you see wings kind of soaring across through the air.
You said there is a breach weapons. Are there catapults that have missiles? Because I was reading deflect missiles, and it doesn't specify that it has to be arrows, just projectiles. It says when you use your reaction to deflect or cast the missile when you are hit. Could I try to catch something that's coming from a catapult and throw it back?
that sounds heroic.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only throw it back if you
reduce all the damage. Yeah.
you can catch the missile if it is small enough for you to hold in one hand.
Oh really? Did it say
Yep, that's what it says.
that?
Big your hands.
All right, and that just sounded so cool.
That would be neat. All right.
Boss.
Well, can I try to do it not using deflect missiles? Just catch it and throw it back?
A catapult?
Well, not a what are they? What would because the cannonballs? Would they have cannonballs? I mean, what's
Well,
in them?
they were. Are you referring to the things that they used to destroy the gates?
Yeah.
Those are just like mines that they planted. They had
Oh.
sapper teams came in and like set them at the base of the wall and detonated them.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, how about this? So you said there's the winged flying dragons, right? Or not dragons, because the baby dragons.
they're in reserve.
Okay, so they're not flying yet.
I mean, they're in the air. They haven't attacked the city yet.
Can I attempt to jump on top of them? Like, I was on top of a fire giant. Can I jump from the fire giant to the dragon and try to gain control of the dragon?
I mean, they're not in the city yet. They're not attacking yet. Like, you guys can see them in the distance, a couple hundred yards away in like the rear of their forces, but they haven't moved in yet.
Watching all my cool things, Liam.
I mean, they'll be there eventually. I promise they'll attack them in.
Can we kind of guesstimate how many giants are there left?
Sure, make a perception check. You count maybe a dozen. It is unclear. It's the melee is pretty pretty thick where you guys are currently. As you guys are battling there, moving to the front of this fight, you can see that there are now draconians joining the battle, as well as like fire drakes, these giant dog kind of shaped and sized lizards that are gnashing and snarling and biting their teeth towards you. Above you, you guys can see launched more ballista that just stick into the stone walls. The lines go taut and more ladders start to ascend. Javid, you watch as kind of being maneuvered into position are large numbers of catapults, and they begin like large dottings of orange fires next to them. You watch as they ignite their ammunition and then start casting it. There's this huge hail of orange orbs into the city that begin striking the walls, and some of them passing over into the houses and other buildings.
Can I try to fuck them up? Maybe whoever's handling the fire, get them to kill it and maybe catch themselves on fire?
Sure, go ahead and make an attack roll.
How far away are they?
Within 600 feet.
Right, but not within 90.
No, they're I don't think a single person is within 90 feet of you.
Yeah, all right. Didn't think so. And before I do, can I use my move to find another hidey spot so my location is unknown to them?
Sure. As this is happening, Snow, you note that kind of off to your right in one of the other sections of the city, there are huge numbers of soldiers beginning to maneuver inside. The fighting is getting thicker.
So, are the people evacuated? Because you're saying, the houses are lighting on fire. Did we evacuate the 7th level? Or are there still, like, refugees? I know you said some of them were...
There are some, but a lot of them have been moved to the upper city. But there are still people down in this lowest level.
Can I try to get the civilians out?
Sure. Go ahead and give me a... Hold on, I'm trying to decide what kind of check this would be. I guess what kind of check, what kind of skill would you be using? Just like you're just like going from house to house as quickly as you can and like
Yeah,
shouting
I
and
would
trying to.
think persuasion because I'm trying to get people to leave. Right? I'm sure there's like some people who are like, "This is my home." I'm like, "No, you need to get the hell out of here."
Yeah, I'll allow you to make a persuasion check with advantage. Should be pretty simple to get people to leave.
You ever been in the South in a hurricane?
That is true.
There are lots of people who died when St. Helens blew, even though they were told literally it's a volcano, it's gonna blow, and they're like, "Nope, I'm gonna stay here."
Don't worry, FEMA will get them water.
All right.
Or like every single wildfire.
True, yeah. I mean, there was that one guy who ran all of his sprinklers the whole weekend, and his house was totally untouched.
Yep.
Javid, as you kind of maneuver into position, and you spot one of the teams that is like preparing the flaming projectiles. You land a shot on one of them, and they like kind of pitch like he drops this barrel of oil. It rolls down a ways, connects with one of the fires they've already lit, and there's this huge gout of flame that just like spreads across a number of the catapults, completely incinerating.
Guess we should be happy they're not using trebuchets, the superior siege weapon.
Torchettes are good for range. It would not be good in the confines of a cave system.
Yeah, the trebuchet is not as precise, not as you can target better with a catapult.
At this point, there are, as you're kind of traveling through the city streets, Azrael, there are small squads of soldiers everywhere. You're kind of having to fight your way through them at almost every street corner. But you're able to gather, a small group of civilians up, and they are following you wherever you go.
I'm gonna take them to the upper levels, and then I'll come back down. I just want to make sure they get safe.
Hold on. So, which level are you taking them up to?
Probably at least the 4th level. That seems to be a safer level.
Alright. So the 4th level is fairly safe. However, you can tell that this is one of the levels that the ladders are starting to land on, and there is starting to be battles. There are troops scaling up the ladders to this level. Some of the lower ones too, the 5th and 6th.
All right. Well, I'll leave them on the 4th, and maybe they could probably figure that out because I'm gonna start kicking the ladders.
They are like these huge, 10 foot wide constructions that are held in place by the cables that are embedded in the stone. You can try to dislodge them. It'd be pretty difficult. Can I get an athletics check from you? Alright. You move up towards one of the squads of dwarves on the wall that's battling with them, and you kind of are trying to shove it away. Some of the dwarves move in to help you, but it is to no avail. At the same time, a group of soldiers and a draconian leap over the wall and start engaging in a melee. You do know, kind of off to your left, there's one of the dwarven siege weapons, and you watch as the dwarves load this metal canister into it, and then it goes down to the side, plummets to the bottom, and then sends this huge explosion, scattering groups of soldiers. The dwarves begin to launch multiple of these down into the field, killing dozens of soldiers with each explosion. They're kind of depth charging the, that's how I envision it. They're basically dropping death charges on them. Javid, in your new position behind you, you watch as one of the like catapult flaming projectiles arcs over the wall and like strikes the section of one of the like little industrial buildings behind you. There's this great scattering of flaming oil across it. You watch as suddenly this massive steel mine cart kind of comes loose from its like lashing and starts barreling down a section of railway towards kind of a small building in front of you. You can see there's about maybe 10-15 people in it. To your left, there appears to be a winch operating mechanism, and you can tell in about 10 or so feet there's going to be a split in the railway. But the split of the railway will send it careening towards 3 other soldiers. What do you do?
I'm struck with a mine cart. Trolley cart issue. Dilemma. So, let me get this straight. The cart has got, you said 10 or 15 in it?
Yeah, I don't know, like 10 people in front of you, and then there's a small handful, fewer people, but, you know, on a different train track.
The cart's empty, though.
The cart is full of stone, and it is massive, by the size of a car. It will kill them.
Okay. Well, I want to try to deflect to kill the fewer number of people. So I will run over to the switching lever and attempt to activate it.
All right, with a chunk, the lever slides into position. The trolley cart, at the last second, changes tracks and careens through the group of people on the other track, killing them instantly. There's a sigh of relief in the first group as they move off.
Well, the screams of the mangled echo in my ears.
Yeah. There's a lot of screaming.
Jesus.
Someone's been watching The Good Place.
We had to do the trolley problem in my ethics class this summer.
Love watching kids do that, and they just like they pile all the bodies over onto the one side and then run over everyone.
Kids can be cruel.
I don't remember what it's from, but I think there was an animated show I watched once where there was a character that was not a human who was discussing how the railway could be engineered to strike all of the people to make the problem more efficient. Anyway.
So, yeah. Azrael, so she's been thinking she sees kind of, there are now soldiers on the 4th level, right?
Yep.
So she would like to take her, like, ghost peppers that she has. She still has 2 of them. And she wants to kind of take some of those seeds and concoct basically like a poison. Because she realizes that other people are like, oh my god, that's so hot, don't touch your eyes. And she basically wants to concoct... Yeah, no, we've talked about this, right? Her ghost peppers are very,
Blinding
very
power.
hot. Yeah.
I like that you're inventing pepper spray.
Exactly.
Alright, poison ivy.
Yeah, exactly. So she basically
Ooh.
wants to use her ghost peppers to poison the troops.
All right.
Survival.
Go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics. Okay.
Sure, you know, you're like dodging around them, throwing stuff in their eyes.
Okay.
All right. You're gonna like weave through the soldiers as you're like parrying, and then like basically like pepper spraying them in the face. They like let out screams and then like kind of like fall back. All these soldiers are being struck with biological weapons, essentially. Like you're actively war criming them, because I'm pretty sure pepper spray is an actual war crime.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
Contravention of whatever passes the Geneva Convention here.
But they don't
Pretty
have that
sure
in this world.
slavery is a war crime as well, so, you know, which one's worse?
Fair enough. Over the course of this battle, you do get hit once, and you take 7 slashing damage. Or I say once, you would take 7 slashing damage over the course of this fight. I will say, in terms of the passage of time, this obviously feels very fast, but like hours have passed of battle. So if you guys want to take a short rest, you can take a short rest.
Yes, please.
Battle never stops.
Does it look like the tide of the battle continues in favor of the invaders? And are the dwarves starting to retreat up the tower?
The dwarves are starting to retreat up the tower. Snow and Briar, you two note that there is a distinct shift in the diversity of the soldiers around you. You guys are kind of fighting alone almost. There's only a small handful of dwarves who remain near you.
Definitely gonna
They
start retreating.
They called a retreat a while ago.
Well, making a fighting retreat, targeting officers and leadership
All
and
right.
any of the big baddies.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to also retreat, but block the way as best as I can on my way out. So like pull over rubble and stuff. So
When you get to one of the stairways that lead up to the upper levels, just as you arrive in it, you can see that the dwarves kind of have that same idea. They're like basically placing these huge metal beams into the way of the door to block it shut so that no one can use this stairway. The dwarves are like, "Come on, let's go! We're getting to the upper city. It's only the top 3 levels that we're launching our final defense." Alright.
Well, if the 3rd level is the final level, I'll make sure all civilians get up to the 3rd level then.
Alright, so you guys waited down there for quite some time. It was thick fighting by the time you guys left. So, for Snow, let me roll the attacks again.
Jesus!
I
Holy
don't know
cow.
what time. You take 5 damage.
Uncanny dodge. But
Alright, Briar, you take 21 damage, which would, if you're raging, would go down to 10.
You were definitely raging.
Sure. If you take a short rest, you will have to rage again afterwards. Although I think it's per short rest, right? You recharge rages on a short rest?
Yep, you do.
Alright. So you guys are falling back?
Yes. And like Snow,
taking people
continuing
out as we
to
go.
you know,
Absolutely.
disrupt things, decapitating squads by targeting the guys with the more stripes.
Anybody who's yelling the loudest, because they might not necessarily be wearing insignia.
I don't know. I feel
Oh, they
like
definitely they wear insignia. They're very obvious who's in.
Ugh, that's bad OPSEC.
they seem like they're very like hierarchical, so they want everybody to know how awesome they are. You know.
True.
They're probably the ones wearing the tallest hats.
It's 4 rages per long rest.
Oh, long rest. Okay.
So 2 per short.
So are you guys all falling back to the third level?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Doing live.
The dwarves on the walls of the third level are mounting considerable defense. They're as you guys watch, kind of because the city has this like tiered, and the levels get wider as you go down. The number of troops definitely thin. However, they have begun to move their soldiers into position. You guys watch as from the fourth level, there's them like from the walls. They've cleared the dwarves off as they mounted their retreat, and the soldiers are like swinging their grappling hooks up to the walls above, and then starting to just scale by the dozen. It's mostly just like lower level people. As you guys were fleeing, you guys definitely were able to put a dent in their troops. Snow, especially, you're just kind of like dodging around corners and like launching a short bow into somebody coming at you, and running to another street, launching another arrow into another guy. Is everyone out of their actions?
I got one more. Well, I guess technically moving out.
Moving is one.
Yeah.
Man. Okay, so I have one left. Can I say that I pulled a bunch of folks that were not quite dead up and
Sure.
through? Okay. I'm gonna drop them off at the medical tent.
Did you take them to the morgue?
There is one. No, the medical tent.
Oh,
The
okay.
not quite dead folks.
Fair enough. And you know what? Where is the hospital?
You said the morgue is on level 4. Can the hospital be on level 3?
The hospital would be on level 3.
Bet you Dimitary's real interested in these freshly dead folks, though.
She's at the morgue. She is actively defending the morgue. Probably as you guys ran by it, there's just this like these machine gun strikes of firebolt just like dropping soldiers as they come near it. No one's even getting close to the building.
Is Kong Kitty there too?
I don't know if you guys see where he is. I'm not sure if that's...
He's a giant ass cat.
He's on the other side of the city somewhere.
Knocking buildings down.
Yes, it would have been very useful to have him here with you guys, but, oops.
They had to have, their anniversary trip. It's so much more important.
Nothing is more important than Dungeons & Dragons. Alright. Everyone roll me a d4 so we can refresh your heroic action.
I don't know if it actually sent, but it's a 4.
Nice. Things
So
are
some of
looking.
them spin
Go ahead.
and some of them don't
It's
for
weird.
some reason. I don't know why. Anyway, go ahead.
I see your 4 on D&D Beyond. Things are looking pretty dire. You can tell that the dwarves are haggard and worn out. Lots of them that are like fighting are kind of that like standing wounded. There are a large number of refugees that are just like elderly or sickly and totally unable to participate in the battle, like huddling in the streets. There's huge numbers still of like the catapult strikes. They haven't quite reached full efficiency. There's a huge number of them that you can see down there that are still in flames, they're struggling to put out, getting water to the front line.
I want to heal some of the soldiers, the ones that are pretty haggard.
Sure. Probably a good idea.
Apparently not well.
You're able to kind of like seal up some of their wounds and put them back in the fight, but it is fairly extreme. There's now like these huge volleys of arrows kind of like raining over the wall. Their archers have gotten into position. Things are looking pretty rough, but you guys are holding your own in your section. Unfortunately, the city is large, and the troops are beginning to sweep across the walls in some of the other sections. As you guys are battling on the wall, kind of behind you from the inner city, you hear shouts and great explosions of flame, and you can kind of see, like, between the fray of battle and some of the buildings, figures of giants moving through the inner city on this level.
I want to jump on one top of the giant. Like, I don't know, whichever looks like the biggest, meanest one.
All right. So that would be, you'd have to move. They're not at your, they're kind of away from the wall, so you'd move
Okay.
and attack.
So I'll move, and then I'll have 2 more, and then the attacking
All right.
would be. And then I'm just gonna drain life because that seems to be the most effective and quickest way to get rid of these things. So
Yep. Go ahead and give me an attack.
Roll of the attack.
I get 2 because of my dual attacks, but I think either of them hit.
You kind of like round a corner that you're like kind of sprinting along the wall towards it and just leap towards this giant, and he turns at the last section, just like swats you out of the air into the dirt, engaging into like a duel with you. This giant's like huge greatsword just like slamming it in, grazing you. You're not quite getting, killed by it, but this giant is putting in a lot of damage. From the giant, you would take it would be 20 damage from the giant.
And I've been focusing on squad level and lieutenants and the like. Can I see anybody high ranking that I could try to assassinate? Can I see like a battalion level leader that I could mess up?
Go ahead and give me a perception check. Also, I hope you guys really like this map of Torevir Deep. It took me a really long time to make.
What map?
I know the map you're talking about because you showed it last time, but it's not showing. I only see this black blade.
Well, that would explain why
Yeah.
no one's moving their own
Yeah.
tokens. Whoops.
Ah,
Um, you can kind of tell that they have moved up some of their tents. Not quite, nowhere near the front lines, but they definitely have kind of like compressed themselves in towards the city. The dwarves are still dropping the depth charges, so like right around the base of the city is kind of this like pockmark, dead zone, no man's land almost, where the soldiers like kind of like sprint through in little squads and try to avoid just getting bombed by the dwarves. But you can definitely tell where like some of the mid-level officers are. Maybe like a major is like directing the assault.
hmm.
There's one dragonborn kind of in the midfield who's like directing the catapults to target spots.
All right.
I'm gonna target the squad that's right in front of me.
All right, you're trying to push them back out the wall.
Yeah.
As you're kind of like dueling with this group of soldiers in your spot, a couple of them get close to you, and you kind of have to like break down into like this melee frenzy with them. You take 10 slashing damage dueling with these soldiers. And unfortunately, you do not drive them off the wall.
You said I could spot a.
Yeah, you spot kind of
Major?
a mid-level officer who appears to be the artillery officer.
All right.
You watch him point, and then there's just this like flurry of catapults directed towards a position.
Right, I want to try to stop that one. And with one of my moves or actions to move to a hiding spot, and then try to drop him.
All right. Your arrow is gonna like strike the major and kill some of his party around him. You can see the other officers scramble and scatter away. There's it's a pack of them that lie dead around those rocks. The catapults cease firing for a minute before firing again at this like kind of slower pace. They appear to be unsure of what to target currently. They're just kind of firing randomly into the city. They're far less effective. No longer concentrating their fire.
And do I see? Go ahead.
Some of the other officers watch as you just like drop this whole squad of them, and there's this like hail of arrows peppering your position. You have certainly, in your efforts to disrupt their artillery, have drawn the ire of some of the other members of the military. You would take, your AC is 15? Is that right?
Yeah, I need to get some better armor.
You would take 22 damage.
We need to buy you some studded leather or something.
Yeah, definitely. At least. Completely forgot that the whole time we've been playing that I was starting with the basic armor. Forgot to get myself upgraded.
Yeah, we've been to plenty of blacksmiths.
I got black.
Alright, can I just do some straight cool martial arts, like right straight from Kill Bill, you know, like just straight, just, you know, go all through and kind of go through a squad with just some, you know, I'll use Fury of Blows, kind of do some really cool martial arts stuff.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna take on the squad with in front of me again.
Alright. Alright.
Or not.
Yeah, unfortunately the soldiers are just... I mean, you can roll with advantage, right? You're not moving anywhere.
Oh, that's true.
You can use your thing.
That's more like it.
There you go.
With renewed vigor, Snow, like, is, like, catching these dudes in, like, the soft spots of their armor as they come over the ladder, and they just, like, plummet down into the lower levels of the city. Huge numbers of them are falling away from the wall, clearing this massive gap. At the same time, kind of in the middle of the city, like under the shade of the second level, Azrael engages with this brutal duel with the larger fire giants.
Sorry, I rolled my bite and I didn't mean to, so I re-rolled the unarmed strike.
Okay.
So it should be 14, 20, 27, and then 9 to hit.
Alright. Over the course of this, like, kind of like brutal melee with you and the fire giant, he finally collapses dead, but you're like battered and bruised. You would take 18 slashing damage.
Not doing well.
Briar, as you're kind of sweeping these soldiers at the wall, kind of keeping them at bay, you guys watch, suddenly, as 3 of the dragons kind of take off from the rear of their force. They appear to be carrying huge metal canisters, these like great big boxes, and they can fly up into the upper city, right over your heads, and then drop the boxes.
Well, wait, before they drop, sky battle time. I'm gonna go and attempt to the lead dragon, if there's a lead dragon.
There's a red one that's kind of bigger than the others.
Okay, I'm gonna go rage on him in the sky for a second. See if I can maybe make him drop it before he gets to the middle of the city.
All right.
Or maybe try to, like, careen him into the other ones?
Sure.
I don't know.
Are you gonna try to like grapple him and make him land early or something?
I don't know. I was hoping to maybe be able to push him into the other ones so they can, like, blow each other up, but...
One of his wings.
Yeah.
You gonna clip his wings?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and try to hit him.
Okay. Oh wait, wrong one.
You guys only need to roll 1 attack, just so you guys know. It's kind of just
Oh.
you
Even
can
though
roll
I
with
have two
advantage if you have it. Yeah, it's just kind of your success is just determined by the attack. If you have advantage, then you know you can roll with advantage, but you only need to roll one just so we know how you're doing. You can like fly up towards the dragon, just like straight up into his face, as he's kind of like clutching onto this huge metal box with his legs. His like teeth snap towards. This like great flaming bite just lands next to you. Your battle axe cuts through his wing. The dragon lets out like this great howl and flies into one of the lower levels,
Sorry.
landing
dragon
far
reacts.
below the top of the city, letting out these huge, great, like frustrated gouts of flame as he crashes into one of the buildings. The other two dragons make it to the upper city. Dropping their canisters, they land with a thud, and then the doors open and huge swarms of soldiers spill forth into the upper city.
I'm gonna go for another dragon.
Alright. So that would be a move.
So the first one was a move and an attack.
Yep.
And then a move and an attack. Okay, so I can just do one more dragon.
Which one are you going for? There's a white and a blue.
Which one's closer to the hospital?
The hospital's on the second level. These guys are at the top. They're at the very top of the city.
Okay. Then blue.
Alright. Alright.
Well, then I'm essentially a gnat, just like flying around their head.
Yeah. You zip towards the young blue dragon and like are just like grabbing at him. He just like his teeth arc with electricity as he attempts to bite you out of the air. His claws swinging through it. The bite does like kind of like just snaps towards you and you get like knocked out of the air before you dive back in towards the dragon. You would take 25 piercing damage and 4 lightning damage.
Okay, he takes,
Well,
I guess I have
The
that.
dragon, you like kind of like plunge your axe into him, and with this like great howl, he collapses and does not stir.
So it's 24 and 6, so that's 12 and 6 still, because lightning isn't half.
Sorry, it would have been 25 and 4, so you would have taken 12 and 4, so 16 damage.
Am I able to see the dragons from where I am?
You would have seen them fly over your head, towards the upper city.
I'd like to target one and see if I can slow it down.
What do you?
Um,
I mean, they.
Nah, I'm not gonna do that. That's can I use one of my moves to try to gather the team together? It looks like this this battle is getting to the point where we need to think about our next options when they completely take over the city.
Sorry, what did you say you want to do? You want to get a squad together?
Well, to collect our team together. I mean, we're
Oh.
scattered all over the city, and I think we need to get together to make a last stand somewhere or something. So rather than getting killed individually all over the city, I'd like for us to, get
Together.
get killed together. Yeah,
Okay. Sure. I guess my question is, what are you doing?
Well, under the assumption that the rest of the team has looking for the sloppy knots, assuming that they've gotten up to the level I'm at, I'm going to run around, try dodging through shadows and avoiding enemy soldiers to find the rest of our team and our party, try to assemble our party so that we can, if need be, make our last stand somewhere together.
Okay. So you run through the city, and on top of the battlements, and kind of in the middle of this third level, you were able to find snow, like clearing the section of the battlements here. There are very few enemy soldiers within his reach that he has not put an arrow in already. Javid, you would take 3 slashing damage as you move through the city. The moving is judicious, so where are you going after you grab your party and head off? Are you guys moving with him?
So I would want a short rest before I move. I mean, I guess if I
Just
could move
know that
somewhere where I could
the
rest.
short rest does count as an other, right? I don't know if you marked that as earlier. So you use a heroic action, a short rest.
Oh, okay. So I'll have to wait until next round. So yeah, I'll follow him. But I'm not doing well. So just so you know, I'm like bleeding everywhere we go.
Yeah, she's bruised and
Right.
bloodied.
All right.
You find her in a square surrounded by dead soldiers of every faction and a dead giant.
Can I pump some healing into you?
Sure.
Because out of 52, I'm doing about a 5.
All right. Sounds like you need some help.
Alright, so you would regain 16 hit points. Remember we said that spells cast double?
Oh, okay.
So, 16 hit points.
Thank you.
That's it for my actions.
Well, where are you guys moving to? Are you guys moving to the upper city? I guess you guys could stay there. And,
One option would be for us to find the Fortune Hunters guild hall, and we can probably get reinforced and I'm guessing that the guild hall would be a good place to maybe even if not hole up, then at least they've got plans for uh, you know, slipping out unseen through the city somehow.
Snow,
Tours or something?
how many more heroic actions do you have, Snow? Can't hear you.
I'm out.
Okay. Can I get everyone to roll a d4 and recharge their heroic actions?
So did we go to the fortune hunters, or is this the movement towards that going to count against these rolls?
The movement for that is going to count against these rolls.
Got it.
As you guys are kind of like, you tuck yourselves into a corner, are you guys going to take a short rest before, or?
I'd wait until we get to the guild hall. It's probably safer.
All right. As you guys are kind of like beginning to fall back, you hear some of the dwarves. There's like a group of them. It's like, fall back! They're taking the upper city. If they get to the gate, then the city is lost. And a squadron of dwarves starts marching off towards the upper city.
I'm still feeling pretty good. I might go with.
Yeah, I'm not doing too bad.
All right, so what are you guys doing?
Do we want to make like a rendezvous point since we're all together?
I mean, you're in the upper city. Those three are together. You are battling it out in the upper city with some of the soldiers that are moving through those streets.
Well, I wanna head to the guild hall. Also because I think getting reinforcements and some help might be good. I'm sure they have like weapons or something, I don't know, we can use.
We also probably don't want to let them get hold of the upper city, because then we just will be trapped.
Well, I mean, the guild hall is on the upper city.
I'm sorry.
That's right.
When the dwarves refer to the upper city, they refer to the first level. You guys are on the third.
Oh, we have to go up to the first level?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, we should go up to the first level.
The fortune hunters is on the level you guys are currently on.
No, let's head up to the first level to make sure they don't capture it.
All right.
All right.
Because otherwise we will be trapped.
So you guys are moving up to the gate.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Just let me roll. Snow and Javid, the two of you would take 13 points of damage. Or no, correction, sorry. 11 points of damage as you guys move to the upper city. Briar, you're able to push off the enemy forces as you travel. Just as you guys arrive at the upper city, you hear a shout from the dwarves. You watch as a fire giant, accompanied by a squad of soldiers, with this huge mace kind of slung across the shoulders, starts moving towards this large, ornate dwarven building Asriel and Javid, you two recognize this as Torevir Deep's. Let me go. As the vaults, containing all manner of magical items, gold, and other precious things that fund the city.
Stopping that giant. That giant needs to die.
Simultaneously, there is a smaller black dragon accompanied by a group of soldiers that you see kind of like stomping forward. It like lets out this noxious cloud of breath as it approaches what you similarly recognize as the Grand Guild Hall that contains likely all of the city's most senior leadership.
You know what? We can get new leaders. The importance of the city is in money. So we're going after the fire giant.
All right.
Damn.
I mean, y'all can do what you
You
want.
did
I'm just
not
saying,
agree with that.
I'm just saying, they're probably like, what, 300 years old, they've lived a long, good life.
Term limits, damn it.
I froze at Black Dragon.
The Black Dragon is marching towards the Grand Guild Hall.
Basically, save their leadership, save all the magic items and stuff.
Magic,
Wow.
Asriel voted magic items and stuff.
I will go
It
for
is-
the Black Dragon.
It is a considerable force in either case and would require great force of arms in order to stop. So it would definitely take more than one person to stop either group.
I mean, we could go halvesies.
I'm going for the fire giant. There's a lot more history there.
This is how come I always get the sword into Gryffindor, because I value life. You fucking Slytherin Ravenclaw over there.
That's right. I always get Slytherin because, money is much more valuable.
Yeah, you guys hear Azrael shout, "The gold!" And she runs off towards the building.
Yeah, I'm gonna go protect the life. Have fun.
What's
Alright.
Javid value?
I think that's
Rose.
tough because one thing if they get the magic items that strengthens the enemy, but the the lives of the leaders are important. So we've got Briar going for the Grand Guild Hall, Asriel going for the vault, and Snow, what did you say
I'm going for the vault as well.
for the vault?
For the history and artifacts. Not for
Sure.
monetary
If we go-
gain.
If we go half and half, we stand a chance.
It'll be tough if you go half and half.
But if you go with one over the other, the other one's probably gonna die.
Yeah.
Really well now, and I can ditch if I need to.
That's true.
Say again.
Briar
I'm
does
doing really
have.
well right now, and I could ditch if I need to.
She's the
I
most
take half
survivable
damage all
part,
the time.
remember.
Yeah, I'm at 51. Like,
Okay. Well, I'm next to death. If I get hit by a dagger, I'm probably
okay.
dropping.
You go with everybody else. Then.
So I'm gonna go with everybody else. Stick with. try
Don't
to
forget that
maintain
you
it.
guys have healing potions. I'm pretty sure Onyx made them for you.
It's
Oh
true,
yeah,
we
we
each
had
one.
yeah, we each have one, and then I think we gave Demetari the extra one.
Which do they really even need them if they're not here?
Well, given that
And we
Onyx
also-
made them, so
We also have our necklace use.
You guys
Yes.
also still have your necklaces.
um,
Alright, so
I
Javid,
might
you're going
use
for the.
necklace.
I'm gonna go for the vault.
Alright.
I froze again. I was saying, if you're next to death, go ahead and go with everybody else because she makes it right.
You know, I've been potentially thinking I might take a couple levels in Druid next.
Did he freeze? Oh,
Uh,
there we go.
I was gonna say, he's having flashbacks to when Fox grappled a flame elemental.
Yeah, you froze in the best grub face possible.
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
All right. So, if you guys have done all the healing that you would like to do for these battles for the vault and the grand
Amulet,
guild
was
hall-
that 4d6?
What was it?
The amulet, was that 4d6? If you drink a pint of ale, you can get 4d6 or 4d4. Because I have in my notes written, plus
They're different.
6. Huh?
It's
They're
not
different.
exactly what the.
So what is it? So I can edit this?
Oh lord.
Because I have it written down like plus 4d4 plus 6, but that doesn't sound right to me.
Pretty sure that's what he said.
44 plus 6.
Okay, so I wrote it down right.
As a bonus action, so I will. You guys can, use them right now, super easily. And I will just say, for the purposes of this, yeah, you get 14.
It'll be 16. I have to, because then my thing is plus 4.
Oh,
so
okay,
I'll add
sorry.
the other 2. I'm lazy, so I'll fix it later.
Javid also get. I hope you guys enjoy your little healing amulets. They were a very good idea from Demetari.
Yeah, they're very helpful. Our party in general needs healing, so.
How do I do the healing?
It's just 44 plus 6.
Okay.
I'm not sure what a blind GM roll is, but I'll try.
Even you don't know the result?
No, it tells me the result. Maybe it's so that you guys don't hear the clitter clattering of dice.
Oh, that could be. But I like hearing the clitter clatter of dice.
Still heard it.
Did you really? For which one? The 44 plus 6? Because I just rolled twice.
I only heard one.
Yeah, I only heard one.
I think it hides the clitter clattering of dice, so you guys don't know when I'm rolling.
Who doesn't like a sharp
Yeah, I
increase in
kind of
heart
like
rate?
I kind of like the impending doom of like, all right, and then 30 rolls. More like,
Yeah, that, I don't know, just adds to the suspense.
yeah, it's really nice actually.
Alright. Can I get some attack rolls from you guys as you are battling it out in the vault and the grand guild hall?
You can do the vault first. I'm gonna ouch. This may be another treat.
I am actually going to, Briar, you're going to be rolling with disadvantage as you are just completely inundated by this black dragon and all of her soldiers.
Briar's MIA right now because of an angry
shit.
toddler.
Alright, we'll get back to her when she comes back. The rest of you, with fairly injured Javid, Snow and Azrael kind of like duking it out in front of the vault. You're able to like leap into the air, killing the giant, dropping him dead, and then like fending off the rest of the troops who fall back. It's this like glorious defense. There's all manner of dwarven soldiers and archers kind of like raining down arrows into the enemy troops as wave after wave of them fall in front of you as you defend the vault. Not a single gold coin is made off with, and the enemy soldiers mount a retreat.
Do we get any of the magic items or treasure?
Well, the vault doors never opened, so you didn't get inside. You guys
Okay,
stopped
I'm
them
gonna, I'm
dead
gonna
in their
make a
track.
note to ask the leaders, or maybe not the leaders. I don't know, maybe just like a key to the city, which includes a key to the vault that we can, make off with some magic items since we
Yeah,
saved
you
it.
better fucking hope I'm successful as well.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we could ask the new leaders, the ones that were made leaders. So hey,
Now that we've defended the vaults, I think it's time to move.
So, Briar, I am going to need you to make your attack roll with disadvantage, as you are just one beetle bug in a grand battle against a black dragon and all of her troops.
let's attack. So
Also-
you have a straight roll.
Question.
This what? Go ahead.
When you
If you do a reckless attack, it'll be a straight roll, Emily.
I don't know if you want reckless attack.
To be
But-
fair, so I'll tell you, if you reckless attack, everything else has advantage on you too. But
Hang on, I think I have something else. Hang on.
So-
I have bolstering magic. I can roll a d3 whenever making an attack roll.
How do you add numbers to your dice rolls?
You had a plus on D&D Beyond.
Yeah, like I can select 4 d4s, but how do I add like +4 to that?
Gosh, go on. Oh
I don't know.
goodness.
I don't
Okay,
think you can.
let's see.
Well, then how the hell did you guys do it?
Well, I rolled it in Forge. I don't really make any rolls in D&D Beyond. I type my
How the
rolls
heck
out.
do you roll? How do you do a d3?
From Forge /R space 1d3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What is that?
So in the down at the bottom of the
Here, bud. Here. Here.
bottom of the chat log, there's a blank
There
space.
you go, buddy. Okay. Public roll.
Yeah, public
And then it's a
roll.
what?
/R space 1d3.
Yeah, it worked.
Nice. Okay. That's cool. Good to know. So I got a 1 to add to my attack. Whatever my attack ended up
that's still 22. That's pretty good.
being. Okay. Alright.
In your duel with the fire giant and his minions, you
I
guys.
thought I had the dragon.
This is Azrael, Snow, and Javid. You guys would take a total of 25 points of damage.
As a group?
Man, good thing.
Yeah, each.
Good thing I healed. That would have knocked
Yeah, I
me
was
down.
about to say, thank God for those healing things.
Briar.
Oh no. If this works, I'm adding Dragon's Bane to my name. I'm just saying. Because this will be the 3rd dragon.
Hold on, I gotta do a lot of math.
Say I've got 2 giants on my tally.
I have 2 giants and a black dragon.
Mm.
Full black dragon.
What is it with you and black things?
So,
It's a black
Yes.
dragon.
Briar, you would take 44 damage and then 6 acid damage in your battle with the dragon. So it'd be 22 and 6, 28 damage. You're able to drive them back. They fall before you. The dragon lies dead in your keep, surrounded by perished enemy soldiers.
Dragon's Bane.
Yeah.
The dwarves, as you like send the enemy troops kind of like careening in front of you, the dwarves let out a shout. They're like, "The fairy saved everyone!" And there's this great cacophonous hurrah!
Are they gonna make a statue of her now? It has to be accurate with the right dirt.
I'm just the most annoying gnat in the whole world to these dragons.
Oh yeah, they definitely don't like you. As
Yep,
you guys
There's
kind of,
another dragon.
as
Get
you
it.
stand over your small victories in the city, there's this red beast flies overhead, scout of flame through the city, sending up giant houses into ruin, and the dragon is headed straight for the door.
I want to try to jump on that dragon and, redirect it.
Putting everyone's butt.
Make an acrobatics check as he's flying overhead. Alright. As you kind of like see the dragon coming at the last second, you run towards him straight up a wall onto a roof and leap into him, and the dragon flies just out of your reach as you just can't quite grab on. The dragon heads towards the gate and the bridge. There's a huge number of dwarves in that direction mounting a final stand. What are you guys doing? How many heroic actions do you guys have?
I have
None.
one left.
Asriel's got one. Snow, how many do you have?
One.
All right. So what are you two doing? Actually, Asriel, your acrobatics check, did you count that as an other?
Yeah, because I had 3 total, and so that would have been 2 for the fire giant and then for the dragon. So I have 1.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, did we roll before you got to the upper city? So you would have had to spend a move.
I thought
to
we
get
rolled after we got to the upper city, but yeah, you're right. The move might have. You said it counted. You're right. I have 0. I apologize.
Okay. Snow, what are you doing?
Gonna move towards the door. Chasing the dragon.
All right. Can I get everyone to roll their d4s? I don't see. Oh, there's bars. All right. All right. So what are you guys doing now?
Well, I guess I'll try to wing a dragon.
Samesies.
Yep.
All right. So you guys are running towards the bridge to try to stop this dragon.
Darn tootin'.
Is that within sight of
All right,
a
so
slight line on them?
actually, I will say, because this is kind of the final thing of the battle, can I get each one of you to make your attack rolls against the dragon? For Javid and Briar is going to be at disadvantage. So you guys only had one action. Oops, no, I already see your 25. You're good.
Nah, I'm killing it, man.
Nope, that's not how the attacks work in the battle.
Fine.
So we have a success from Snow, a success from Azriel, a failure from Briar. Javid, go ahead and roll. Is that added to your attack roll? Oh my god, that's a success from Briar and a fail from Javid.
Yeah, Javid's hurting. Okay.
Javid is able to kind of scurry to a rooftop, and he's just sending this hail of arrows towards the red dragon that is mounting a final push towards the bridge. Each of you bears down on it at the last second. As you guys arrive to it, the dragon is just like breath weapon, just incinerating dwarves on the bridge as it's just like stomping towards the huge metal chains that hold the gate in position. As you guys approach, you're like scattering his back with arrows from Snow. The dragon kind of lets out a snarl. His tail kind of sweeps behind him and sends a group of dwarves flying over the edge of the bridge into the abyss. Azriel leaps onto his back and is just like driving her knives into the gaps between each of his scales. The dragon lets out another snarl and sweeps her. Simultaneously, Briar kind of dives down and is like cleaving through groups of enemy soldiers that are like launching this offensive against the bridge. And with kind of one final strike, the dragon kind of like grabs the steel of the chain. It's like hot, flaming breath and teeth starting to melt it and pierce through it. And a final dagger strike from Azriel sends the dragon's eyes closed, and he falls over the edge and plummets into the abyss below. The soldiers start yelling, "Retreat! Retreat!" and start clearing off the bridge. Over the course of that final battle, you guys would take... Wow. The dragon was the only one who landed any hits. You guys would have taken 14 points of piercing damage and 2 fire damage.
By the way, Azriel falls unconscious as the dragon goes down. Just so y'all know. Unless I could have taken a healing potion as like...
I will say you fall unconscious there on the bridge underneath the chains.
Okay.
And I think this is going to be a good spot for us to take a break. So I'll see you guys here in about 10 minutes. There is a great cheering on the bridge. The soldiers are in almost disbelief as the tide turns. The enemy soldiers begin to flee. Javid and Azriel fallen unconscious in the fighting. Snow and Briar, as the two of you stand on the grand bridge of Torevir Deep amidst this huge sea of slain defenders and attackers of the city, and marching up through it towards you, you see one of the generals that you recognize, Lord Richterite, the Earth Genasi, kind of stands towards you. His armor is like battered, bent, scratched. His right arm is almost like melted. You can see that he was sprayed by the Black Dragon's breath. His right eye has a cut all the way through it, and you can no longer see it. Kind of shouts towards you. You saved us. Amazing. We'll never be able to thank you enough. Is everyone all right?
No.
Do you have any healers?
The hospital is working overtime, but we can stabilize your friends and get them down there in order to allow them to recover. Can I get you two to give me some medicine checks to stabilize Azriel and Javid?
I mean, we could just dump
Adriel
health
has
potions on that road.
a healer's kit in her backpack if you want to like take it out and use that. There should be 6 charges left.
Okay. I don't know how to do that though.
Clear.
You just grab it and use it. She's told you many times. This is the healer's pack. You use it to stabilize. This is how you use it.
Okay.
If I ever fall, do this. Pretty sure she said that.
Okay.
Rub these 2 rocks together.
Yeah, go ahead and give me medicine checks.
No, healer's check doesn't need medicine check.
Oh, that's right.
You just use it and then it's done. So now it only has 4 charges. So I probably should get another one of those.
Yeah, we're gonna use the charges.
Yeah, maybe a nat 1 is not what you want.
Oh, no medicine check. No. Briar told Snow to go away. You don't have to heal.
So I got this.
Lord Richterite turns towards his men behind him, each one of them as battered and bloody as the last. There's literally blood dripping from their blades. Lord Richterite raises his arm in the air and shouts, "The sloppy knots saved Torevir Deep!"
That's what we agreed on. I don't think I was here for that. Damn.
Yeah, it was more like Devatari suggested it, and now it's our name.
All right.
I would prefer a different name, but you know.
I better not.
Well, is there something else you would wish to be referred to as before we go and meet some of the?
Before we write this down in our books.
Yeah, before
the
we
heroes
describe
of
this.
Torevir Deep.
The compensators.
Is that what you wish to be known as?
No.
Well,
I want to
sloppy knots it is.
Can we just be like the heroes of Torevir Deep? Can we just be that?
Sure. Elder Bazor wishes to speak with you. He witnessed your grand display of valor
Of his ass.
in front of the Grand Guild Hall, and would like...
Me. Only me. Like to
Don't
point
worry,
out.
you'll get a statue. Make sure to get a statue. Along with all the other Dwarven heroes.
It's because y'all knew I had it. That's all it was.
I mean, you can take on a whole army by yourself. You don't need us.
And if you would like to follow me, we can Go greet them now. The rest of our troops appear to be driving the enemy out of the city as we speak. The defense of the city was successful. Just barely.
First, I want to accompany my buddies down to get
If
Dave. Like,
yes, if you would like to take some time to be healed and then join us at the Grand Guild Hall, they would certainly like to speak with each of you.
Okay, but before they wake up, I would just like to, re-clarify that it was me. I saved their lives. Okay.
Indeed, and
Before
your
we start taking
compatriots were the ones who saved the vault. There will
Which
be
is, important, but
I mean, the city would not have the funds to mount another defense of this magnitude if we did not have the gold and items from the vault.
it's true. But I'm pretty sure my buddy appreciates being alive.
The guild elders do appreciate it very much. Whenever you are ready and capable, come see us at the Grand Guild Hall.
Got it.
Do we have time to get cleaned up and rest, or?
There will be, I think, right now as the battle is just ending, they would like to see you guys, see your party, the saviors of Torevir Deep, the heroes, the sloppy knots, whatever you wish to go by. But later there will be time for other things. So.
No, we need to go now while we're gore covered and still in our hero league lookup, so that they give us more stuff as compensation. Can't hear you, Azrael. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
There we go.
Okay, I don't know what happened to my headset.
Can't hear you.
Now I can't hear you again.
Nope.
Nope. Nope.
So, while she's getting that figured out, would the rest of you like to take a short rest and regain some hit points and get yourself back on your feet?
Yes. Sure.
Yeah.
While we're at the hospital getting them bandaged up quickly.
Yeah, I might get you guys just to make roll some hit dice, get some hit points back.
Is that working?
Yes, that sounds good.
There we go.
Like my headset just decided it wanted to completely stop working.
All right.
Are the hit dice only in the short rest?
Yes, a long rest, you just get all your hit points back.
Okay.
Wow.
Your party arrives at the hospital. It is inundated with people. There are stretchers lined up outside on the city blocks. There are dwarven human doctors kind of racing back and forth, like applying medical equipment. They're giving out splints and sewing shut cuts and setting arms and all manner of other things as quickly as they can. Your party is able to kind of set themselves aside, and with superhuman speed, you recover some hit points and get yourselves back on your feet. But you still look pretty haggard. Still blood on your clothes and on your weapons, you know, bruises on your cheeks, that kind of thing.
Scorch marks.
Scorch
Yeah.
marks.
I'm gonna make sure not to clean the blood off my weapon. I really want to look like I just came from a battle, so like it's dripping with blood. Dragon blood specifically.
Are you guys headed to the Grand Guild Hall?
Yeah. I think we should honor the request of Elder Bazaar.
All right. Your party returns to the Grand Guild Hall. As you approach the front archways, you know, there are these great ornately carved dwarven structures. This huge, many-storied Gothic building covered in spires and other effigies of dwarven culture. In front of it, you can see there's a group of them with massive goat. They're pulling, like, with great straps tied around it, dragging the corpse of the dead dragon out of the way. There's a huge array of civilians and soldiers in front. They kind of, like, let out these, like, huzzahs as you approach. There's, like, clapping and shouting as your party, and, you know, people are screaming at you in great excitement. The city has a distinct excited energy to it. As you guys approach, you can see in front of the Grand Guild Hall there are these like ornately decorated soldiers standing out in front, and they kind of step to the side and allow your party to enter. Just within the door there is Lord Richterite and Lord Stormguard, who you've met previously, standing next to each other having a conversation. Lord Richterite kind of turns towards you. This way, my friends. The guild masters await your arrival eagerly. You guys are led through a few of these like ornately carved, like marble-floored halls into the Guildmaster's Forum. It is this like kind of large ellipse-shaped room, and around it there are these like huge stone seats arrayed all the way around. In front of you at the far end, there are kind of these more ornately carved almost thrones, of which there are 7, and then kind of around them there are smaller seats. And then as the room kind of sweeps around to the rear, almost behind you guys, the seats get a little bit more ornate and gets a little bit more cramped and clustered. In the lead seat is this like very portly, exceptionally elderly, you know, huge sagging bags under his eyes, white-bearded dwarf. And he lets out this shout as the room has this like energy and this like din of conversation to it. He shouts, "Bring them forward! I want to see the heroes of Torevir Deep." Your party is going to march to the lead, kind of squints down at you. "I've heard great things about you. The lords of our city guard and our delvers speak very kindly of your actions here in Torevir Deep." Around you, you can see that kind of filing in behind you. There are a few of these guildmasters, soldiers. They're wearing like golden inlaid armor. A few of them definitely have like seen combat in this battle. You know, they've got blood on it and like it's like charred and burned. A lot of them look okay. Like they didn't really fight that much in this battle. They were waiting in reserve, most likely.
For what? The city was almost taken.
Not all the way. The older man kind of... I am Elder Bazor of the Farmers Guild, and I am the leader of Torevir Deep. And it is our greatest pleasure to bestow upon you the title of the Heroes of Torevir Deep. Let that carry with you through all of your travels and times in this city.
We get a statue?
We'll talk about it. But there will be time for much more merrymaking and other... like a what? Sorry.
Like a pin and at least a 30% discount.
I feel
Across
like we should have free access to the vault. I mean, some magic items would be nice. We saved it.
I mean, I guess we can talk details later, but you know, I just want to let you know that this is what we're thinking.
I have
Like,
spoken to Elder Gruller of the Metalworkers, and he kind of gestures to one of the older dwarves who's sitting on one of the 7 thrones. And we have discussed adequate compensation for your party, but that will be delivered to you at a later date. We just wished to give you our immediate, deepest gratitude and congratulations on your defense of the city. Lord Stormguard, please give your update on the battle. Lord Stormguard strides forward and is like, Elders, the city is restored. We have swept the last of the lower city and driven the invaders from it. They're falling back into the tunnels. Our scouts report that they are making a full retreat back to the surface. Their vanguard is covering their retreat. Unfortunately, we lost track of all of their leadership. We are not sure where they went. As it stands, we do not intend on chasing them through the city. We intend to bulwark the city against any further attack and close up any other avenues of escape. Our scouts will follow them back to the surface to identify how they gained access to the tunnel. The old guildmaster, Elder Bazor, is like, very well, Lord. If there is nothing else, then I would see to it that each one of the guildmasters take care of your level, and we shall reseat ourselves here at a later date. Many thanks to you again, Heroes of Torevir Deep.
We thank you, your lordship, and want to emphasize that this was not our doing, but that of all of the defenders of the city.
Indeed. Elder Silverpride and Elder Gurthun, your soldiers have done a great service to the city as well. Many lives were lost in the defense of it. If there's nothing else, go ahead.
I'm gonna heavily slap Javid on the back and let's find a drink.
So we've actually been
wins heavily
staying at
and
a hovel. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, do you have a problem with our... Well, I mean, technically I have my hovel and you guys each have your own hovel. Do you have a problem with hovels?
Well, seeing as how it's on like the utterly
They're-
destroyed
they're
level of the
humble.
city, maybe we could have them spring for some fancier digs. You know?
Now the McPon would tell you to lower your standards.
Well, I'm just saying, since we're here with the leaders of the city, maybe we could be like, if you want to show your gratitude, maybe just for the night, you could put us up in like the swankiest of hotels.
Oh yeah, we can get a spa treatment.
Yeah, you know, just for the night, just to rest and recover.
Maybe get something nice tailored for presentation.
Yeah,
If we can get some new dress uniform.
There you go.
yeah.
The elder kind of Bozor just give us 1 minute to convene before everyone is dismissed. And he kind of leans in towards one of the other elders, and they kind of like lean up to him and like whisper at him. Another elder kind of leans over and whispers at him.
Can I at least stay at your house?
We have determined that due to your status as defenders of the city, there has been rather recently vacated property on the second level. There is Golden Rock Bants that you may occupy until the further time. Lord Richterite will see you delivered to it. And he kind of, Lord Richterite gives a bow and salute, and he's like, turns towards your party and is like, yeah, you may follow me to Golden Rock Bants if you would like.
I'm just saying, last time that I defeated a dragon, I was given, and like saved a city, I was given a house Carl. But,
We will, you will be adequately compensated, I promise.
There's only so many Lydias to go around.
You may, and just kind of like waves his hand at everyone else. Everyone else is dismissed. Get out of here. Figure your stuff out. And the old dwarf kind of stands up and starts shuffling away. The whole place kind of, people start filing out, and the din kind of raises again. There's conversation around you. Lord Richterite approaches. Lord Stormguard kind of gives him a bow and then heads off along with a group of the other soldiers. Unfortunately, Elder Silverpride was slain in the battle. It would seem that I have likely to be promoted to Elder of the City Guard. You may follow me to Golden Rock Manse.
Clap him on the back. Well, congratulations.
How long have you been waiting for a promotion exactly? 200, 300 years?
We do not live that long. I have been in my position for 3 decades. When there's only one person above you and he lives for 400 years, it's kind of tough to get promoted.
Right, yeah, not a lot of openings.
Ah, so you're on a pretty fast promotion track here.
Indeed, and I will be the first Earth Genasi to reach the rank of Elder.
No, yeah, I would expect them to usually reserve that for dwarves, for the natives.
I don't think Tovar Deep or the dwarves are particularly racist. I've lived here for a year and have felt very accepted.
Yes, but you're not invited to be one of the elders, though. They
I
probably
think
reserve
it's less
that.
about racism and more about they just live a hell of a long time.
Term limits, I'm telling you.
Maybe they just need a couple more elections. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, some youth might not be a bad idea. Like, new ideas are always a good
maybe
thing.
they shouldn't die in their position.
Usually they perish of old age. It is unusual for one to be slain, but these are unusual times. And he's kind of leading you guys out of the Grand Guild Hall, down these like ornately carved steps to the second level. You guys march past this like towering military building. Around it, there's huge scorch marks from like flame and like ice that it's like blasted into the side of it. As you approach this ornately designed building that rises up 3 stories connecting with the ceiling above you. Welcome to Golden Rock Manse. This is the This was the home of one of the lords of the Masons, but unfortunately he was slain in the battle. He has no immediate family, and as such, the building is otherwise vacated. For the time being, it is yours to stay within. Can I assist you with anything else?
Um,
Where's the booze?
There should be many ales and other liquids stored within. You need only discover it.
Fantastic. I'm going right through the doors.
does the manse come with staff and upkeep?
I believe so.
This doesn't count as looting
Right.
if they told us we could, right?
Yes,
mean-
it
I
is not
mean,
looting. Please,
You can think of it as an inheritance. It's more of an inheritance.
please don't steal anything in there. You know, if you're gonna take something, just tell someone about it, and we'll look into it later.
You just hear from
I'm
the
taking this.
the open doorway. Hey, you! Where's the wine cellar?
I imagine the staff, did they hold up there or were they protected somewhere else?
So this building is kind of a few like city blocks away from the like actual military buildings. You know, it's this huge like defended citadel almost that had very little damage over the course of the battle. It's the most defended place in the city. So this spot kind of tangentially was very unaffected. The second level actually received less damage than the first because the dragons kind of skipped it and just dropped troops right onto the first level.
In Dwarven, I'm gonna tell Snow off for being mean to the staff. Like, you know, they're working people too, and you should be polite to them.
I was about to say, this place is probably
Right.
empty. We probably are just gonna have to, like, little kids run around and discover
As
things.
You're-
as you
You're
enter,
gonna.
to your right, there is kind of an older looking half elf who kind of is wearing this like ornate little suit, and he just kind of gives a bow to you as you enter, and he's like, I'm instructed to give you a welcome to Golden Rock Manse. My name is Mr. Torman. I am the maitre d' of this establishment. I served Lord Golden Rock faithfully for over 30 years, and it is my wish to make your stay as pleasant as possible.
So
Well,
we did
Mr.
get a house car.
Tormund, thank you. Thank you for a warm welcome, and we hope to enjoy as guests your kind hospitality.
Also, after Azrael told me to be nice to them, just from somewhere in the manse, you just hear "bite me" in Dwarven.
I'm going to strip off my shoes and socks and be like, "Would you be so kind?"
Not at
Doesn't
all.
though.
And he takes your shoes and socks, and then he kind of turns and hands them to this little dwarven maid, and she kind of scurries off with them.
Pretty fucking filthy after trekking through all of this. I'm gonna go take a bath.
He
Could
just
you point
leaves
me in the direction of
30
the baths?
footprints.
As you guys are going behind you, there's like a maid like cleaning stuff up. She's like wiping up your footprint.
Yeah,
What?
it's like a lot of blood here. I don't generally bathe, but this is pretty gross.
So how many staff do we have? Like 2, 3, 4?
There are 10 people operating the manor.
Ooh, wow, that's a lot. I was gonna give each of them 5 gold to apologize for the rough treatment that my friends may have.
There are 3 chefs, 4 maids, and then 4 other general staff of the establishment. Correction, it would be 3, 4, and 3.
Okay, so
Okay, wait.
out
What is-
of the party fund, because it's coming out of the party fund. I'm gonna give them 50 gold total, so that's 5 gold each.
Wait. What's a day's pay for them?
An upscale joint like that, probably quite a bit.
Yeah, I imagine they're well compensated. That's why I was thinking 5 gold.
Let's find out.
Let's find
Cause
out.
y'all gonna be like totally mean to these people.
I'm not gonna be mean, but I am gonna get my money's worth. I saved this whole damn city.
Right, which is why I'm just like, look, let's just compensate them so they don't, stab us in our sleep. and also we want them to continue to work for us.
Right, yep. It's bad form to drive off the staff.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my socks pressed. This is gonna be nice.
We are paid 2 gold pieces per day.
So I'm gonna hand them 5 gold as an apology for what they're about to experience for the next 5 days or the next few days.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
And I go to each of them and I'm just like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
They take your gold and pocket them and give you a bow. Mr. Tormund is kind of like following your party around and trying to keep you guys, at least as far as snow is going, he's kind of following you around and like placing like coasters underneath your drinks as you're moving around.
Right. I wonder if I might have my armor.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
All right then.
Everybody just leaves.
Yeah, Farron's been asking me for tea for like 5 minutes. I'm under a sleeping baby though.
What kind of tea?
Sweet tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just have it in the fridge, so it's just tea.
Yeah, if it's not just sitting out in a warm vat, it's not really sweet tea. Traditional Southern sweet tea.
I don't
I'd
know.
say.
Yeah, the only tea here is sweet tea, so tea.
Yeah. I'm trying to
Oh
pound
wait,
in
no,
my
we have other
homework.
tea, but not like
Yeah.
already in the fridge.
Yeah, fair.
Heard a loud crash downstairs. Rachel's moving in and she dropped something apparently.
What'd she drop?
I don't know.
The base?
She just moved in, so she's moving all this stuff all over the house.
Making noise.
Yeah, making noise,
God,
being annoying.
what a villain.
Wait, who's Rachel?
My roommate's girlfriend.
Oh, I thought it was yours.
Nope.
No. Actually, I don't mind Rachel, but Liam seems to have like a vendetta against her.
She's a villain.
She's not either. She's a perfectly nice human being.
Everyone but Sasha's a villain.
No, I'm sorry, she's a villain too.
I'm pretty sure Sasha's a villain too.
If you guys are curious on the maintenance costs of this building, it counts as a noble estate, which maintenance costs 10 gold pieces per day.
That's fine. The estate can pay for that.
And it would have 3 skilled hirelings, so a lead maid, a lead chef, and then Mr. Tormund, the maitre d', which are 2 gold pieces per day.
Wait, so that's on top of the 10 gold?
And then it would have 15. So it would be 2. Yes, on top of the 10. That's a good question, actually. Oh, it includes the salaries of hirelings.
Okay.
So it's 10 gold per day, just flat for the whole building.
So per day?
10 gold per day for the whole estate.
Guys, I don't know if we can
Wait.
afford this.
No,
don't
the
have to pay for
estate
it, though. They're gonna let us-
will pay for, should pay for their own upkeep. We are
Yeah,
just
they said
being
that we
housed
can
here.
hang out here for now.
They're not
Okay,
paying.
okay.
You guys aren't paying for this. I'm just telling you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we
Comparatively.
want to maintain?
So once we have our
we would have
own
to pay
manse in
that.
the future, this is
Yeah.
a good
I
planning.
would like to keep this one. I want this one.
The owners still
Hmm.
live here.
who's
They're
No,
just
the
not
owner-
here
they're
right now.
dead. The
No, yeah,
owners
the
are
owners
Are they
dead.
dead? Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you.
Yeah,
were
Alright,
that
well,
was
until
trying
the
to
estate's
get
money
the late
runs
elder
out.
Silver Pride.
Yeah.
Well, I like my hovel too. I'm just saying, like, I don't want to have these people be unemployed.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
you
a
can
job
employ them at your
creator.
hovel. They can maintain your hovel for you in city.
No, I still want my hovel, but I'm just saying, like, that's where I hunt. But this might be a good place to have a Zen garden.
She says, I want to keep my place, but this place might be nice too.
Yeah. But what about you know?
She's got to have a place to drag the bodies back to.
Yeah,
Like
but
that's
you see
the-
what is here, you know, your mind has been opened. you know.
So this is Zen Garden. Other place is where corpses are buried.
Ah, yes. I have to talk to everybody about that shit that I see still, too.
There's
Oh,
currently still 3 corpses in the bag of holding. I don't think we ever took them out. Just, yeah.
You give it to
They're,
Mr. Torment to take care of, you know.
It's true.
Well, I
You
think
did
they
just
were.
tip him like 2 days salary.
Yeah. So well, that was a. I'm sorry for all of the stuff my friends are gonna make you do.
Ah, like dispose of bodies.
Yeah. Well, no. Demetari wants to raise them from the dead, so it's more like, hey, don't mention the necromancy you're about to see.
Fair points.
see,
Okay.
I'm not gonna make them do anything. I just want to know where the stuff is.
I mean, you were already
Yeah.
screaming at them. That's pretty
Oh, no,
rude.
dude. I'm gonna get my freaking barbarian clothes. Like, all of the stains removed. Fresh pressed.
right.
Like,
Yeah.
gonna have the Christmas
The
sauce.
piercings
And it's
and
not gonna be
slashings
crisp because of
mended.
sweat and gore. It's gonna be nice.
Not gonna stand up on its own.
You're gonna go get
Yeah.
a spa treatment too. You know, make sure get your
Oh, yeah.
pedicure and all that.
They're gonna strip like 30 layers of dirt off.
Mr. Torment is just kind of hovering near you guys, and he kind of goes, I would be more than willing to have any of your gear and other items cleaned and prepared for
Naked.
you. Oh my.
I throw like a towel or a briar. That's inappropriate.
Right. Different
What, you guys don't
standards
have
for
like communal
different.
showers here? Yeah.
It's just
I'm pretty sure
no.
there's private washrooms.
Bonding. Yeah.
We dwarves are big fans of privacy. You would have to leave the city to find
Thought he
public
was an
baths.
elf.
Well, I have lived in the city for quite some time, as well as my family, so...
I
We
mean,
take like a monthly bath and we all get together and we all help each other wash. It's hard to reach the back of these wings. You gotta like lift up one, scrub.
I'm gonna be
you
down
know?
down in the wine cellar, just looking at just the wall of old bottles.
They have a considerable array of a variety of liquors. It's mostly like this like dwarven, like dark ales and that kind of thing. Very.
Yeah. So once like I'm down there and I'm kind of alone, I'm gonna take the backpack. I'm gonna open up. I'm gonna yell in there, "Mr. Prince!"
The backpack currently is just a backpack.
Nah, fine. I'm gonna shove a couple of bottles into the backpack so I'll have a couple of bottles waiting on his doorstep when he opens.
Are you sure it's
With
not
a
gonna end
little-
up in the red desert?
So I was gone for a minute.
Yeah, it's a
Did
good point. I'm
anybody
gonna
ask
test
this
that
guy
first.
why the enemy was looking for him?
Yeah, they want
Uh,
access to the library.
Well, yeah, but didn't he also? Wasn't there some artifacts or something that he had
Nope.
that they were trying to get back? Or is it the other way around? They stole artifacts from him.
Well, they're wanting
I-
us
I-
to recover artifacts from.
Yeah, I think he's searching for them.
Okay. But
We're
no, he like
recovering.
has access to some super powerful secret world-ending knowledge.
Knowledge is
Okay.
power.
Well, that's in the library.
Okay. It's just a library.
Well,
Okay.
it's a great library, not just your average, ordinary neighborhood library branch.
Okay.
If Briar had
Nope.
gone inside, she would see that this is probably the most impressive library that has existed on most planes of existence.
And you're from the Feywild, right? They have some pretty good libraries there too.
Yeah, probably not that she's ever seen though.
I
Right.
mean, Briar can read.
Yeah,
Just
I mean,
Because
they
she
have
can read doesn't mean
books.
she's been to a library.
It is mostly the Fey courts that have access to the very fancy libraries
Yeah.
on the Feywild.
I'm on like the swamp, like Baba Yaga swamp, man. Like,
So Javid's gonna find his.
There are numerous kind of
Quarters.
small little rooms and quarters kind of scattered across the building. It is fairly ornate. There's huge kitchens, a massive dining area, a living room, and then another area for entertaining guests, a small library attached, other things associated with it. The help have their own kind of like half of the manse pretty much, where they can take care of things for everyone else. You know, cleaning things, sewing, that kind of stuff.
I want to talk about the cooking staff and make them aware of my preferences for chili peppers or ghost peppers, and explain like this is the best if you can get a hold of it. However, it's really hard to find. Also, don't touch your eyes after touching it. And this is the second one. This is the ghost pepper, right? It's not as hot, but it's still pretty good. Like just get as many as you can find.
The chefs are kind of like watching you intently. They've seen peppers before. They know what you're talking about. They just have to get a hold of it because their kitchen doesn't keep it stocked normally.
I saw a Reddit thread recently. You guys might have run across it as well. That discussing dwarves and their dietary habits, because they are immune to poison. They probably have just the most outrageously hot and would otherwise be unpalatable foods for everybody else. They're gonna find ghost peppers to be like paprika to us.
Azrael, as you're in the kitchen, you can see one of the chefs is in the back. He's preparing a heavy stew, and he starts to like dump in these mushrooms, and one of the other dwarves like pushes his arm back down and just like shakes his head.
Yeah, I thought we established that rather than peppers, it's the mushrooms. Like the mushrooms are like a huge delicacy that are actually like straight up poison.
Oh yeah, if you're not a dwarf and you eat those mushrooms, you will die. Is there anything else you guys would like to do in Golden Rock Man?
I want to make my own. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say after I load up on some bottles of fancy liquor, I'm gonna go establish myself in the library.
Mr. Dorman is following you around, making sure you don't. He like
you're dismissed. It's okay. I got this.
He slides a coaster towards you and then sees himself out of the library. As he's leaving, the books in here are very expensive. Just letting you know. And then he closes the door.
I want to make my own Zen garden. Like I'm sure they have some type of garden area, but I want to make it like an actual Zen garden.
They do have a garden here. It's got these kind of like strange plants that you guys kind of recognize. There's no direct sunlight down here. So nothing that grows in the presence of the sun can survive, but there's all these like hardy little like underground root things and like blossoming plants that survive in the darkest places of the world, like that kind of thing. It's a very interesting garden. But they do have this fancy garden surrounding the property. It's kind of walled in. You can see to your left there's the walls of the property, and to your right this like decorative more than anything else, like military style dwarven wall that keeps the rest of the city out.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it proper feng shui so I can sit and meditate.
Right. Are you guys turning your clothes over to get laundered and repaired?
Oh yes, absolutely. So David's going to find one of the more spare guest rooms, and then strip off the bloody, damaged clothes and armor. Set it out for cleaning and repair.
As you kind of take the armor off, there's a knock at the door. You hear Mr. Tormund's voice through it. Sir, I'm sorry, I actually don't know your surname. But Sir Javid, I have some clothing ready for you to have your rest of your things laundered.
Oh, thank you. That's wonderful. I'll open the door, standing there in my skivvies,
It's
And,
Mr. Tormund, and next to him is one of the dwarven maids, and she kind of hands, extends an arm with
Oh,
this very
goodness.
like crisply folded and ironed clothing, and she says, "May I have your clothes, please?"
oh yes, and I'll hand over the clothes and ask that um, they be done no starch.
She gives you a nod and scurries off down the passageway, Mr. Tormund. Can I get you anything else while you are changing and resting?
And yes, if the uh, kitchen could do some roast chicken and vegetables, that would be uh, much appreciated. And if the chefs can do those Marquesian style, then so much the better.
Very well. We shall have some food sent up straight away. Additionally, I was informed by one of the messengers of the Guard Corps. They were sent to inform you and the rest of your party that a Lord Richterite says that his troops and those of the Delvers apparently have identified the supposed location of, and he kind of bends down and like pulls out a little note. He's like, Soul Forger? I'm sorry, the name doesn't mean anything to me, but I will put that away. If that means anything to you, very well.
So yes, that is of interest to me. You say Rick Wright has located
Indeed.
Commander Soul Forger. Then
Sure, that's what he said. I don't know anything about what any of those names mean, but if that is useful information to you, then by all means, do with it what you will.
I will definitely want to pass that along to the rest of the party, as we may want to have words with this Commander Soul Forger about what he's up to, and tell him quite strongly that it wasn't appreciated.
Sure. Good luck. I must deliver some clothing to the rest of your party. And he kind of turns and heads off down the hallway. Asriel, in your little courtyard, you see Mr. Tormund appears with a Earth Genasi in tow. The Earth Genasi has some clothes. We have spare clothes ready for you if you would like to change and have the rest of your clothing cleaned and prepared.
Are they silk? I
Yes,
prefer
they
silk
are.
pajamas. Okay.
This is an upstanding establishment. I take great pride in my work.
I very rarely get comfort, so I prefer it.
Our house tailor was able to eyeball your measurements, and hopefully these should fit. And
That's interesting.
the Otajasi kind of heads over and sets down these clothes next to you in your Zen garden. Mr. Tormund turns. Oh, by the way, message from Lord Richterite. Apparently, a Commander Soul Forger has been located, and he wished to inform you.
Did it say where, or should we go see him himself to get the information?
I'm afraid such information was not included in the messenger. Is attaché.
Do you know where he is right now, so we can go see him, or?
Lord Richterite said that he is on the 7th level, clearing out the lower levels. If you'd like to go visit him.
Is he going to be there in the morning, or will be in his office in the morning?
I do not have such information, unfortunately.
Can you
I
go
can
ask?
I can send one of our staff to go inquire.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can do for you?
I hand him my bloody clothes.
All right.
And just say, I appreciate your efforts.
And I yours. You have done a great service to the city, so it is our personal pleasure to assist you in any way that we can. Farewell. And he turns and heads off outside of your Zen garden. Snow, there's a knock outside of the library, and Mr. Tormund opens the door behind him, one of his staff. We have some clothes ready for you if you would like to have yours cleaned and prepared.
I'm gonna. So how's the library layout? Is it like rows or is it like multi-level?
It's multi-level. It's kind of got like, because the whole manse sits in kind of this like hexagonal shape to it. Everything's a little compressed and tall because this building is multiple levels going up to the ceiling of the first level.
Alright, so yeah, so like I've kind of like stripped off my tunic and whatnot, and I'm like sitting on a banister with a big old like old leather-bound book, just tail swishing back and forth. So I'm gonna go ahead. Sorry.
We will leave the things here for you. I trust you're enjoying your tome. What is that?
Just the first thing I picked up. I can't get enough of history. I'm gonna shut it and gently set it down, like almost reverently, for the book, and then basically jump down.
And Mr. Tormund kind of squints his eyes up at, the traitorous archives of a priest, a true heir. An interesting tale, though, in my opinion, quite exaggerated.
So you're a scholar.
I have personally curated this book. Lord Goldenrock did not appreciate it as much as I did. I will say, a bit pleased to see that someone is perusing the tomes. We've kept them clean for someone to come and look at them. Additionally, I have been instructed to inform you that there, from Lord Richterite, there is a commander, Soul Forger, who has been located. We've sent one of our staff down to identify, acquire further information, but we'll get back to you on that.
Okay.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, not at this time. Thank you.
Excellent. And he just kind of bows and leaves the room.
Well, as he starts leaving, I'm like, hold on. And I'm gonna like reach into my pack, and then I'm just gonna like toss him a bag with 100 gold into it for the library fund.
Much appreciated. I will see to it that we acquire a few special tomes just for you. And he kind of pockets the gold and heads out of the room with your clothes in tow and the fresh silk garments left on the table. Briar, where are you?
Taking a bath.
All right. There's a knock outside the door and a muffled voice of Mr. Tormund. Madam Briar, there is a message from Lord Richterite. Apparently, a Commander Soul Forger has been located. He just wished to inform you. Additionally, I have some clothes for you to change into when your bath is complete. Is your clothing in there ready to be collected?
Oh, somebody already grabbed
That's right. We already grabbed that. I forgot about that. My apologies.
That's okay. Hey, after I'm done, could you send somebody else up? I'm really, really exhausted, but this puppy's got to get a bath. Could you send someone up to wash the dog?
Certainly. We can see to it that the dog is nice and clean.
Okay, she's pretty tricky though, or he's pretty tricky though, so. I hope
We
this
will do our best. And Mr. Tormund, kind of inside the door, sets down a set of silk garments for you. After a time, one of the other staff kind of knocks at the door and is like, I'm here to clean the dog, apparently.
Yes. Come back in 20.
Okay. Additionally, I'm here to inform you that the messenger has returned from Lord Richterite. Mr. Tormund wishes to put it out to everyone in the Great Hall. So, whenever you're ready for that. In 20, I suppose.
All right, thank you.
All right. Each one of you, in turn, is informed that the messenger has returned from Lord Richterite, and Mr. Tormund has information for you in the Great Hall. You guys
So,
Yeah.
donning the silk dressing gown or whatever it is, and I suppose probably comfy slippers. I'll make my way to the Great Hall.
Each one of you, as you kind of don your garments.
Can mine be bright pink? I totally want it to be bright pink, just for the aesthetic. I think it's hilarious.
Currently, they are this like brilliant white with black accents to them. They're pretty well fitted. You know, like only very minor alterations would be required for each one of your garments. And they're this, you know.
Can I request that they get dyed bright pink at some point?
You can. They just, you know, they gave you basically the garments that were already here.
And these have Lord Goldenrod's personal sigil on the breast of each.
They do have the Golden Rock sigil on the breast. They are the house's garments, essentially, for visitors.
Ooh, so Demetari has her little, you know, the necklaces that we wear that have those little like symbol things. Can each of us have that like sewn into our pajamas?
Sure. The tailor for the house will get on that straight away. It'll just, you know, take a little bit.
Should also be on our doors, right? Like our rooms. Each of our rooms have those symbols.
Well, if you are staying here for an extended period of time, they will be certain to get on that.
I mean, this is ours, right? Like we inherited it. Inheritance
You
law
were
and all
given
that.
this temporarily, at least currently, by Lord.
I mean,
Elder
I feel like
Basil.
I feel like we should inherit it and it should be ours, and you know.
He did
Oh, it
say
might
there
down
would
the
be.
line.
He did say that there would be more in the coming days. They are fixing the city and getting things set back up. You know, you guys are literally like less than 12 hours on the heels of a full-blown siege on the city, so it might take a little time for them to get things back on their feet and in order. As each of you arrive in the Great Hall with your golden rock monogrammed silk white with black accented little, essentially pajamas, Mr. Tormund is waiting there, and behind him is one of the staff, along with a dwarven officer, it appears, from the Delver Corps. Mr. Tormund turns towards your party. I have been informed, and I wish to relay to you, that Lord Richterite says that the scouts from the Delvers have apparently identified the location of a Commander Soulforger. Lord Richterite will be staying in the lower city for the time being, but the information that I have gained in requesting further updates is that it seems that they retreated rapidly from the lower city, just to be clear of any defenses that they may hold, but they are mounting a controlled exit from the caverns, is what they said to us. They appear to be regrouping and exiting in an orderly fashion, so it would take a little bit of work to get to a Commander Soulforger. That's what I was told.
So, would we need somebody who's aware of the caverns to be able to reach him?
I cannot speak to your personal skills as an organization, but from what we understand, and he kind of turns towards the officer who's kind of standing next to him, they're not anywhere that unusual in the caverns. They're just not within the immediate reach of the city. Additionally, Lord Richterite says that they're not sending any troops out to get them, as a concerted effort to attack such an individual would likely end in disaster, and that it would only be achievable with a much smaller group.
That sounds like just the task for us. We are a elite assassination squad, aren't we?
Indeed, I'm also informed that your party goes by the title of the Sloppy Knots, which is news to us.
Not anymore. We are the heroes of Torevir Deep.
AKA the Sloppy
It
Knots.
doesn't
No,
really
no,
roll off
no.
the tongue.
No, heroes of Torevir Deep. We saved the city.
That you did, and we are forever in your debt.
Parenthetically, subtitled.
It just give you like an evil eye.
You gave us a name. I think it would be a dishonor to you, Azrael, for us to accept any other moniker.
I did not name us that. That was definitely
It was
not my idea.
It was in your honor, and
Okay, to be fair, so there was only one knot. The other knot was quite secure, and every other knot I've ever tied was very secure.
But the secure knots just doesn't. I mean, that sounds like a ludicrous name.
I mean, it makes us sound incompetent, and incompetent people don't save cities.
It makes us sound like a refreshing cocktail.
We're the heroes of Torevir Deep. We saved the city.
Well, it was an effort on a great many parts. Could not have been done just with us.
I should add that from Lord Richtwright, he informs us that the Commander Soulforger is unlikely to remain in his current position for very long. You might have maybe one day to get to him.
I think we should rest and go after him.
Oh, I'm going to definitely need a rest. I'm pretty much spent.
Rest the night and go off after the villains of this story, as it so happens.
He should not be allowed to live.
Very well.
No. On the other hand, live and let live. He's running away, so...
No.
He is wicked and should die. That's completely dead pan, like...
I mean, who are we to make such judgments about those who spend their time upon this earth?
I am. I make such judgments and
Very well.
execute upon those judgments.
Azrael, in the back of your head, there is this whispering voice. It's as it occurs, you can have almost. It sounds vaguely feminine, but it's this like harsh, like biting sound. Hunt him down.
He should not be allowed to live.
Very well.
I want to bring Onyx with us, though. I think he'd be very upset if we kill him without him.
I imagine they're here. They're just, in their rooms, sleeping.
Additionally, I should say, the other members of your party, they did arrive just a few moments ago, and they are tidying themselves up in rooms that they identified as their own. The large furred one requested something weird about chairs. I'm not really sure what that was about, but...
Did he request that there was no chairs? Because he doesn't really sit in them.
No, he wanted a chair that he could sit upon. It had to have a wide enough seat for him to stand.
He perches.
Yes.
Did the other one request dead bodies? Because she's very weird.
No.
Cold storage.
Demetari's got plenty of subjects around.
Yeah, she made no mention of such things, but I will keep
Honestly, she might have just stayed at the morgue.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
if you
that's what I was
make her
thinking. She
room
probably
the
just
most
already has
morgue-like,
material.
she would really appreciate that. Like, just bring some corpses in. Maybe, she would really like that.
You can see him kind of bristle up
Oh,
at the sound of that. He's like, I don't know if we will do such a thing, but we
She's
will
a
keep.
mortician, so it's not like
but
weird
the
weird. She just likes to take care of the dead and make sure they pass on right.
the morgue is really the appropriate place for that, and they are running triple shifts, I'm sure.
Yes, unfortunately, a great many people in the city were killed in the conflict.
Yeah, I think we would be hard
And
pressed to drag her away from there.
Yeah.
She
it's at some
was.
point she's going to be wiped out and probably want a little break, get
She
Well,
the
there's
the
the other
gore off of her.
morticians. Like, I'm sure they can cover the morgue while she sleeps.
She was fairly
Right.
injured, from what I could tell over the course of the conflict, though I'm told she defended the morgue to great effect. The morticians are in much her debt.
Well, she is very squishy. She goes down a lot.
I don't know what that means, but
Ayo.
I understand.
Oh, by the way, do you have some studded leather armor you could bring my friend here? He forgot to buy some before.
I could see about purchasing some if you leave us with an amount to cover the cost.
Of course, we'll certainly cover the cost. If you're inquiring, you might ask about if there is serpent scale armor to be had.
We should have skinned the dragon.
Yeah, I
Hmm?
was gonna say that, but I feel like that they probably already had control of the dragon before we could skin it.
Yeah.
I will inquire for you.
Much appreciated.
Is there anything else that I could do for you?
Could probably stand to take a group repast in the dining hall to um, sort of go over the events of the day and decompress, debrief one another. And we've all had grand adventures and could probably stand to relive some of our triumphs. I know several of us would like to recount having killed dragons and giants and such. I mean, all I did was topple over a uh, catapult. Nothing really to write home about.
Hey, you helped.
I'm sure every little bit counted.
You were there when we saved the vault.
I was not terribly effective, but
He was
I
the one
guess.
person who missed.
It's
Well, thank you
fine.
for that.
You're there in spirit. You drove my arrows home.
It was not my preferred environment. I didn't have time to get set to my best effect. Plus, I
It's
just
all right. There will be many more ahead.
We all have a bad day sometimes.
If there was nothing else, then yes, you may retire to the dining room. Your meal is in fact ready.
all right. So yeah, I'll head to the dining room and make sure everybody's cups are fully charged and that the staff know to keep uh, the bottles ready because we're probably going to have lots of toasts to make. First and foremost to our survival.
Did they acquire the right peppers?
Yes, very, very spicy peppers. Spicier than you have probably seen to date. They have access to special kitchens on the upper level.
I'll compliment
Oh,
them
good.
on the peppers and
1%
just
peppers.
peppers are very important. You must have spice, otherwise everything is just tasteless.
Hmm.
As I like take some pepper and I like try to touch nose eyes, for fun.
I'm a tripper.
I believe
Give
I was sitting down, but sure.
me some acrobatics checks.
Kicking the chair leg out.
You like reach up towards his face, and he just like kind of like swings your hand down towards the table and pushes you away.
Oh,
Like Snow and Azrael have like a civil, what is it? The rivalry, like a civil.
Sibling
sibling.
rivalry.
There we go. That's the word I was thinking of. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, with a score like that, I would expect Snow to be able to take your reach and do a jujitsu jujitsu move that um, uh, sprawls you across the table.
Just flips her over onto the table and then just takes the bottle of alcohol and dumps a shot in her mouth.
I
That's
mean,
enough of that.
she drinks just fine. It's just it needs to have peppers in it to actually taste like anything.
Flips
So it
her
really just
over,
tastes like
pours a shot, and
water.
shoves the pepper into her mouth.
Again, that tastes good, sir.
That's fine. I'm not trying to make it taste nasty. It's like, no.
Yeah, make sure all the peppers go in her mouth and nowhere else.
Yeah. Not eating that poison.
I gotta go feed some babies, yo.
Are you hopping off?
Yeah, I'll see you guys later.
All right. This is
Uh,
probably a good spot to stop for the week, so I will see you guys next weekend, and we will reconvene before you travel off in search of Commander Soulforger. So, hope you guys had fun. Hope this
Yeah, it
is
was
That's what
good.
we
Yeah.
decided to do.
Allegedly, Tragan will be here next
They
week.
will be back so we
Yeah.
can deal with whatever they've got going on. I'm sure you'll hear some stories from whatever they achieved during the battle. So, I'll see you guys in a week. Hope you had fun.
All right.
Thank you, Liam.
Woo!
Bye.